On your side, NBC 12 News at 11 starts with breaking weather.
Now at 11, we're on your side as a winter storm brings snow and ice to much of central Virginia. Some areas looking at 2 to 3 inches of snow, and already many area schools have opted to close ahead of what will likely be a wintry mix for tomorrow morning's commute. Good evening and welcome everyone. I'm Kurt Autry. This storm is why today, tomorrow, and yes, Saturday are all first alert weather days. We're on your side tonight with live team coverage across the board. AJ and Brent are checking the roads and VDOT's efforts to keep you safe. Nick Russo is on your side from the NBC 12 Weather Garden, tracking watches and warnings. But we begin tonight with meteorologist Megan Wise and the latest on current conditions. Megan?
Doppler radar, we've got snow coming down across much of the area. Saw that transition over the last several hours, and most of us now are seeing some snow. We'll zoom in close to the city here, where we are seeing nothing but snow in the metro, out towards West End, towards Short Pump, as you head over towards the East End and Verina, and then Chesterfield County, Midlothian, Chester, all seeing snow showers this evening, coming down at a pretty good clip. And we've got scattered snow showers up towards Louisa County into Orange County, where you transitioned into some snow earlier this afternoon around 3-4 o'clock, and stayed snow throughout this evening up towards Spotsylvania County, Caroline County, and then over towards the northern neck. We're also seeing some snow showers over towards Tappahannock, Essex County, seeing some snow. And then as you go south of town, we're seeing more of a mixed bag here. You can see some sleet that is mixing in our far southern counties, Brunswick County, northern, or Greensville County, close to Purdy and Emporia, and then just some plain old rain down towards southeastern Virginia. Temperature-wise, we're in the low 30s. Won't really move much the remainder of tonight and through the overnight. We'll be close to 30 degrees when we wake up tomorrow morning. Our chances for precipitation stay high. Next several hours will remain snow where we are seeing snow. And then as we go before sunrise, timing-wise, about 3-4 o'clock, we'll start to see that snow transitioning in just freezing rain. And then that's what we'll be dealing with through the morning time frame. So commute tomorrow morning, please use extra caution. Already starting to see the snow piling up, especially on side streets. And you want to make sure you use extra caution as well just when you walk out the door, your sidewalks, your driveways. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. We'll talk more about tomorrow's forecast. Let's talk more about tonight and what we're seeing. Nick.
Hey Megan, yeah, the snow is coming down out here at a pretty good clip on the south side of Richmond on Midlothian Turnpike. If we take a look at the snow that's fallen so far, it really is that heavy, wet snow. That's because temperatures are in the lower 30s, right near the freezing mark. And if I scoop up a little bit of the snow here, it's really good snowball making snow, much like the last couple of storms we've seen. So if you want to get out there and have some fun with the kids tomorrow, go for that. We have a winter weather advisory in effect for all of these counties shaded in blue, basically the entire NBC 12 viewing area overnight tonight into the morning hours on Friday. This covers round one of what is going to be a two-part winter storm coming up for tonight into early Friday morning with the snow. And then we have a winter storm watch that's actually in effect for the potential of significant ice coming up on Saturday. That's going to be a whole nother beast, a potential significant storm that could put down 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of ice. That's more than enough to cause some major problems in the roadways and potentially cause scattered power outages as well. Megan's going to talk more about who may see the most ice coming up in her full first alert forecast. Now we'll send it back inside to the studio.
Okay, Nick, thank you. We're already seeing a number of school closings and delays. Most of the major districts in the central Virginia area are closed tomorrow, with the exception of Chesterfield. Both VCU and U of R have announced there will be no in-person classes before 10 a.m. And of course, you can find the full list of closings and delays scrolling at the bottom of the screen. As you'd expect tonight, road conditions have been getting progressively worse all evening. And tonight, VDOT crews are working overtime to keep you safe, as this wintry mix will only get worse. We're told that top left-hand camera that you just saw there was an accident at I-95 near Boulevard. So we're taking you live now to Brent Solomon. He's in Richmond with the latest on road conditions. And how do things look where you are, Brent?
Hey, we've got a taste of that snow right now, but I do want to tell you that the Nickel Bridge has closed. We just got word of that from Richmond police, who say they just don't want drivers to risk it going over that bridge. Of course, more snow expected in the hours ahead, and most importantly, these roads expected to freeze again overnight, and VDOT spent the day preparing for all of it. Rain, rain, more rain, and then freezing rain. That was the story Thursday in Richmond, and get ready because the winter weather is expected to shift to snow. Some parts of Central Virginia already seeing it.
The snow season is something that we prepare for all year long.
It's been a busy week for VDOT. Earlier we told you how they began pre-treating interstates ahead of the storm. Now their work is focused on getting salt and sand onto snow-covered roads. Salt to melt the snow and sand to help you drive.
If snow accumulations reach over 2 inches, we will be plowing those areas.
We've already had a few rounds of winter weather this season. The big concern this time around, though, is that ice.
Ice can also weigh down tree branches and limbs, and those things could fall into travel lanes. So our crews are going to be watching out for those. Our salt, our sand, our brine, it's all replenished after every storm so that we're ready to go and prepared for the worst.
As they work, they want you to steer clear when you can.
Our main tip for drivers is to really delay and plan around the storm. Delay any unessential travel until the roads are safe and it's safe to go out. We're expecting it to be a longer duration event than the past couple of storms with multiple waves of wintry precipitation coming through. Give us room to work and we appreciate your patience.
All right, let's get you back live now. A couple of reminders. If you wake up in the morning and find snow on your car, and if you have to go out, go ahead and do yourself and others a favor. Go ahead and clear all of the snow off of it before you hit the road. And remember those areas that freeze first: bridges, ramps, and less common traveled roads. So you'll want to keep that in mind and be just a little extra careful out there. Of course, we're going to keep our eye on the roads for you and update you as we learn more. For now, that is the very latest in Richmond. Brent Solomon, back to you.
Okay, come on in and get warm. Thanks, Brad. The amount of snow that you'll see tonight will vary depending on where in the metro you live. AJ Nwoko has been traveling the roads in Ashland tonight and speaking with brave motorists who've ventured out to test conditions for themselves. AJ.
It's been snowing pretty consistently out here for several hours now, but there's not a lot to show for it. In fact, there's barely enough snow to make a decent snowball, but that wintry mix that is beginning to stick to the road right now might make driving conditions a lot more risky tomorrow. Since early evening Thursday, the snow hasn't let up in Hanover. I spent much of the evening driving along Route 301, where visibility was reduced from the snow as road conditions also became more slick, but still mostly drivable. There were still plenty of cars braving the roads.
Slick, wet, and cold.
But at least one driver is filling her tank all the way up for the trek ahead.
It was half empty, so the car be lighter, so it slides around more. So if you fill up the gas tank, it's much heavier, and the tires will grip the road easier.
Shannon says she's heading to Chesapeake in these conditions.
85 miles. But it shouldn't be snowing south, so it should be okay. Take it easy, nice and slow, don't rush. It'll be there when you get there.
Taking it slow will be the key. As less cars stay on the road, the snow that's sticking tonight might be ice by morning. Now, you'll definitely want to exercise a lot of caution over the next several hours if you're going to go on the road tonight. A good step is to download our weather app so that you can monitor the road conditions. But for now, on your side in Hanover County, AJ Nwoko, NBC 12.
Thanks, AJ. I was just about to mention that. Count on the First Alert weather team to keep you up to date. They're constantly updating the NBC 12 First Alert weather app and doing live updates on Facebook. So, as AJ mentioned, download the weather app and turn on alerts for severe weather. New tonight, this winter weather getting in the way of vaccination clinics here in Central Virginia, with some areas canceling appointments for tomorrow and Saturday. So far, vaccination events in Chesterfield, as well as Randolph-Macon College, VCU Medical Center, and Prince George High School have been canceled and rescheduled. Now, we have posted a full list with details of how those locations are rescheduling and when. Just look on NBC12.com. Now to our coronavirus coverage, where the Chesterfield County Health District gets early access to a new registration system that will make life easier for those waiting for a shot. The automated system will notify people directly through email or voicemail to let them know the county is aware that they've signed up. This is the first model of a similar system the state plans to launch in a few months. You can find more details on NBC12.com. And taking a look now at the latest COVID numbers across Virginia, the Department of Health reporting nearly 3,700 new cases being reported overnight, along with 26 additional deaths. Here's the encouraging news, though, today. Hospitalizations, well, they're way down, and the positivity rate continues to hold steady at 10.1%. An update from Henrico tonight, where sadly a man has died following a house fire that happened this morning. Crews were called to the Stony Run community on Rockwater Terrace at about 9. They arrived to heavy smoke and flames coming from one of the units. The 55-year-old victim was transported to the hospital, where he later died. He has not been identified. Continuing our coverage now on the impeachment trial of former President Trump. In today's second and final day of arguments from House Democrats, new video and sound from rioters themselves placing the blame for the Capitol attack squarely on the former president. Prosecutors also tried to establish a pattern, calling the spring 2020 storming of the Michigan State Capitol a dress rehearsal, and referring to a series of instances dating back to the deadly clash in Charlottesville that showed the former president knew how to fire up his followers.
I thought I was following my president. I thought I was following what we were called to do.
He had just seen how easily his words and actions inspired violence in Michigan.
Despite the evidence, many Republicans remain unswayed and are expected to acquit President Trump. His team has the opportunity to respond tomorrow. Speed Week underway in Daytona, but here locally, it's just a painful reminder that a piece of racing history is gone. Still ahead at 11, how one local race fan remembers Southside Speedway and how he's holding out hope that it can be saved. First, though, a first alert weather day. That messy, wintry mix has arrived, and our team is live surveying roads so you don't have to. We'll check in on what they're seeing, plus Megan's full forecast when the news at 11 continues. Just in, Virginia State Police desperately asking for your help tonight to find a missing senior citizen. Her name is Thelma Louise Thomas. She's 74. She was reported missing from Holmes Avenue in Charlottesville at about 5 this evening. Police say Thomas suffers from a cognitive impairment, and her disappearance poses a credible threat to her safety. Thelma, as you saw there, she has brown eyes, gray hair, and is about 5 feet 1 inches tall. She's believed to be driving a 2012 gray Toyota Corolla with Virginia tags 1-AUNTTE, one auntie. Thomas is believed to be headed toward Greene County. If you see her, please contact police right away. Tonight, a tragic update. 6 people confirmed dead, at least 65 others injured after a huge 130-car pileup on an icy highway in Fort Worth, Texas. And we want to warn you, some of this video is hard to watch.
This was an unbelievable scene from the perspective of not only the scene safety issues, the multiple casualties that we had. It was dark, it was freezing cold, it was raining and freezing when the rain hit the ground.
This video, look at this. Oh my goodness, captures part of the treacherous moments leading up to the pileup. The scene is actually still active at this hour. At least 130 cars were involved. 65 people sought medical care immediately following, but they expect that number to continue to go up. This same weather system expected to deliver a messy commute for millions of Americans across the country tomorrow morning. Of course, we're included. Time now to check in with Brent Solomon one more time, who continues to monitor road conditions. And Brent, this is pretty slushy snow right now, but we're not seeing any black ice or anything like that, are we?
Not just yet, but you can count when we wake up in the morning, we might be dealing with just that because the roads expected to freeze overnight. Of course, the snow is coming down as we speak, so even more accumulation happening right now. This is Midlothian Turnpike in South Richmond. Of course, this all started as rain and then freezing rain, and now what you see right here. Snow trucks and plows are gearing up to hit roads just as soon as there's about 2 inches of snow on roadways. So in some areas, we may be seeing that in parts of central Virginia. In the meantime, VDOT actually spreading some salt and sand on the roads to melt the ice and then to help you drive. But they're asking that if you can avoid driving, do that. We could be in for multiple days of a wintry mix here, guys, from now through the weekend, so you'll want to be mindful for that. Again, VDOT urging you, if you have to be out on the road, go ahead and give yourself a safe distance between you and other cars just to keep everyone safe. That's the latest from Richmond. Let's go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Brent, and that's why we have not one, not two, but three first alert weather days all in a row. And I cannot remember a time that's happened before. Meteorologist Megan Wise joining us now. And this is pretty unusual. It's going to be a miserable weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, the next few days, you really just want to stay up to date with the forecast. We have a lot going on tonight. We have the snow showers across the area. Just about everyone across our area has now transitioned into some snow, with the exception of far southern Virginia, and that's what we were expecting. We are still looking at snow to continue to accumulate over the next several hours. Zooming in close to the city, we are looking at snow still coming down. You saw Brent's live shot in South Richmond. We've got that same look in the east end up towards Short Pump into Midlothian. Chester seeing some snow. All of Hanover County seeing snow this evening from Mechanicsville up into Ashland and Beaver Dam. And then we have snow falling Orange County, Louisa County, up towards Spotsylvania, into Caroline County, close to Ruther Glen. And as we take a look at the northern neck, we've got some scattered, mainly light snow showers, and that's the case also in the Middle Peninsula. Down towards our south, I've gotten a couple of you giving me reports that you're seeing some freezing rain close to Colonial Heights and into Prince George County, the western side of Prince George County. We are seeing a good deal of snow across much of the county otherwise. And then far southern Virginia, we've got a mix going on right now, some sleet falling, and then southeastern Virginia is just tapping into just some plain old rain. Temperatures across the board, low 30s, won't really move much as we go throughout the overnight. Next several hours, though, we'll continue to see snow, especially along I-64 and north. And that does include Powhatan County, northern Chesterfield County, back towards Cumberland County. That's where we'll start to see possibly a couple of more inches that will accumulate as we go through the next few hours. Then we'll get that transition into freezing rain by early tomorrow morning. So by about 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll see all of that snow transitioning into freezing rain. So please use extra caution if you are out and about tomorrow morning. We are going to be dealing with some slick spots. And then as we go through the remainder of the day, we're just looking at some patchy light freezing drizzle that will continue throughout the day and then into the evening. Snow totals wise, lining up to be about 1 to high end 4 inches of snow. Again, that's all the areas you see here in white. North of I-64 includes the city of Richmond, and lesser amounts the farther south you go. Petersburg over towards Dinwiddie County and into Nottoway County, you're looking at upwards of an inch of snow, but we'll start to see that transition into freezing rain as we go into the 3-4 o'clock time frame early tomorrow morning. We'll be close to 30 degrees to start the day. We stay in the low 30s throughout the entire day tomorrow, so not warming up. Again, patchy areas of light drizzle throughout the afternoon. That'll continue into the evening. Now tomorrow evening, we'll watch our next winter storm that is going to impact us. Already seeing winter storm watches. This goes into effect tomorrow night, continues into Saturday evening. It's generally just about our entire area right now, and this is going to be for some significant icing possible. We're looking at freezing rain throughout much of Saturday morning, afternoon, continuing into the evening. So we're looking at upwards of 1/4 of an inch of ice. Could see some locally higher amounts, especially west of Richmond right now. So that'll easily lead or cause some power outages with tree limbs falling and also dangerous travel conditions. Here's a look at the latest hour by hour for Saturday starting in the morning. You see all this pink here, that's freezing rain. That continues mid-morning into the lunchtime hour. No stopping through the day on Saturday, and this is still freezing rain, but we'll be close to the freezing mark as we go throughout the day on Saturday, hovering right around 32 degrees. So if you're east of town, may end up just seeing some plain old rain. So our concern right now is especially along I-95 and west, where we'll be just right at the freezing mark. So that's where we could see that accumulation in the highest ice. So again, please plan accordingly for that. Dangerous travel conditions. Also could be seeing some power outages. Quieter into the weekend, and then next week, a couple more chances of some wintry weather possible Tuesday and Thursday. We'll certainly keep you up to date. We'll be right back after this break.
The NBC 12 Sports Desk is sponsored by Pearson's Signature Dealerships, home of the 2-time warranty on engines and transmissions.
Nothing like an arch rivalry to decide a region championship. This evening, Hopewell and Petersburg locking horns for a Region 3A crown. The Crimson Wave following in the two teams' regular season meeting. Second quarter, Blue Devils up 3 and adding to it. Cartier Strickland takes the pass, knocks down the 3, 35-29 Hopewell. To the third, Elvin Edmonds having himself a night. Here gets a look from beyond the arc and connects. 47-41 Blue Devils still up. Petersburg hangs around. Taheem Love turns around in traffic, bucket and the foul. Wave looking for the upset. But too much Hopewell and too much Edmonds. 30 points for the Bucknell-bound senior. Blue Devils take the region title 72-62 and will host the state semifinal on Tuesday.
It is Speed Week at Daytona, marking the start of the NASCAR season. But here in Central Virginia, it's also a reminder of an auto racing staple that will be missing this summer because of pandemic-related losses. One that's filled the Friday nights of race fans since 1959.
Andrew Fuller has been coming to races at Southside Speedway since he was 13 years old. That's 8 summers of speed.
I've probably missed maybe 1 or 2 races before, and that was just with some family stuff, but I try and be here every Friday night.
So the news of the venue's closing in December hit him close to home.
I was heartbroken. I was like, well, what am I going to do with my Friday nights now? Because it used to be show up here at 4 o'clock, leave here at 10, 11 o'clock.
Short tracks are a small business. They're not a big business by any means. They rely on people going through that front gate. They got to pay a purse.
Denny Hamlin getting his start at Southside. The Chesterfield native says he hates to see tracks that have been around for so long close their gates. It takes away opportunities for up-and-coming drivers and strips memories from fans like Andrew.
I did some photography for drivers and then photography on my own, and then just helped on a few buddies' race cars that needed help.
Now, the names of past greats look over an empty track. Gates are locked. No lines at ticket windows. Seats sit vacant. But if racing is not in Andrew's backyard, he'll go to where it is.
Just hop in my truck and drive to the next one. I drove to South Carolina last week for a race. That's how much I'm just excited for the season.
And while he seeks out the sights and sounds of the sport, wherever they may be, he'll hold out hope that someday his home track will return.
I would love for someone to save this track because this is part of history. This is Friday nights, and I want to be able to bring my kids here one day when I have kids.
Now, we have reached out to track ownership to see if anybody has expressed interest in purchasing the venue. They are not commenting at this time. That is sports. We're back after this.
We're having some problems with Megan's mic, but let me tell you quickly that this winter storm is the reason 12 News Today is starting 30 minutes early tomorrow morning. Andrew, Candace, Sarah, and Anthony on your side starting at 4 a.m. to get you out the door safely. You'll get an update on road conditions, and they'll keep you posted on weather and traffic. Megan, let's go back to you.
All right, thanks, Kurt. Hopefully you can hear me now. First alert Doppler radar still showing some snow showers coming down across the city of Richmond and just about area-wide, seeing some snow with the exception of far southern Virginia, seeing a little bit of a mixing from southern Dinwiddie County down towards Brunswick County, Lunenburg, Mecklenburg County. That's where we're seeing that mixing. Now, the next several hours we'll continue to see some snow, so that is going to give us that accumulation time frame between or up until about 2-3 o'clock this morning. So we are looking at upwards of 1 to 4 inches. That would be high-end amounts. Closer to 3 inches in a lot of areas, I think. And then we'll get this to transition into just some plain old freezing rain through the morning commute. So please use extra caution. Roads will be slick. Your sidewalks could be slick. And then we are just left with freezing light drizzle as we go throughout the afternoon tomorrow, and we'll hover in the low 30s. Then our attention will turn to Saturday, where we will have icing concerns. We'll talk more about that in detail tomorrow. Kurt?
All right, thanks, Megan. That will do it for us at 11. The Tonight Show is next. We're back tomorrow. We'll see you then, and please drive safely.